Most B2B SaaS founders I speak to have the same frustration. The product is real, the team is capable, but the pipeline is unpredictable. And when you dig into why, it's almost always the same three things. The story isn't sharp enough, the website isn't converting, and outbound isn't earning replies. Three separate problems, but actually one root cause. They're not connected. Pipeline Quickstart fixes all three. In 14 days, story, conversion path, outbound motion, built together, shipped fast. Here's what inconsistent pipeline actually looks like in practice. You have a real product, but demand is unpredictable. Some weeks are great, most aren't. Your website gets attention, but the next step doesn't convert. People land, read a bit, and leave without doing anything. Outbound is happening, but it's not landing. Volume is going out. Replies aren't coming back. Sales calls feel different every time. Without a tight story, every call is improvised, and deals stall because the message keeps shifting. And if you zoom out and look at all three, website, outbound, and sales, they're all saying something slightly different. Buyers hear inconsistency, and inconsistency creates doubt. That's the pipeline problem, and it's fixable. Pipeline Quickstart is the only sprint that builds story, conversion path, and outbound motion together in a single 14-day engagement. You leave with four things: a buyer story, your ICP, positioning, proof map, and message hierarchy. A conversion path, your homepage rewritten, proof placed correctly, and a CTA ladder that guides buyers to a booked call. An outbound motion, a full sequence, targeting rules, and reply scripts ready to launch immediately. And an operating rhythm, a simple weekly cadence, so the pipeline keeps moving after we hand over. Each one works on its own. Together, they create a system. Fixed scope, 14 days. Light version available if you want to start lean. Let me walk through the 4 deliverables in more detail. The first is the buyer story. This is the foundation, a tight ICP definition. The buying trigger will target your positioning statement and wedge, a proof map that ties every claim to evidence, and a message hierarchy so everything flows from headline to CTA in the right order. The second is the conversion path. Your homepage or primary landing page, fully restructured. Proof placed where it actually influences the buying decision. A CTA ladder that meets low intent and high intent visitors exactly where they are. The third is the outbound motion. One ICP segment, one sharp offer, one sequence, 3 emails and 2 follow-ups, with reply handling scripts for every type of response you'll get. And the fourth is the operating rhythm, a simple tracking sheet covering touches, replies, calls, and conversions.
And a weekly cadence that tells you exactly what to do each week to keep pipeline moving without needing to hire anyone to run it. 4 deliverables, 14 days, 1 working pipeline system.
Here's how the 14 days are structured. Days 1 and 2. Diagnose and decide. We do a quick teardown of your current story, site, and outbound. We lock the ICP, the positioning wedge, and the safe next step CTA before building anything. Days 3 to 6. Buyer story and conversion path. We write the message hierarchy and build the homepage structure, proof placement plan, and CTA ladder. Days 7 to 10, outbound motion. We set the targeting rules, write the full sequence and follow-up SOP, and tighten everything for specificity and credibility. Days 11 to 14, finalize and handover. We package everything into clean docs, deliver the weekly operating plan, and optionally recommend the next sprint if there's a clear next bottleneck. 4 phases, 14 days. A complete pipeline system delivered and walkthrough at the end. This sprint was built for a specific type of founder. You have a real product, but pipeline is inconsistent. Some weeks are great, most aren't. You need a system, not another one-off campaign. Your website gets attention but not conversions. Traffic arrives but the next step doesn't happen. Outbound is happening but not landing. You're sending volume. Replies aren't coming back. Sales calls feel different every time. No tight story means every call is improvised, and deals stall. You want one sprint that connects story, site, and outbound, not 3 separate agencies working in silos. Or you simply need a pipeline system fast. No time to hire, onboard, and wait. You need something working in 2 weeks, not 2 quarters. If 2 or more of those landed, this is your sprint. Here's what actually changes once the sprint is done. One clear story everywhere. Website, outbound, and sales calls all say the same thing. For the first time, buyers hear a consistent message at every touchpoint. A page that earns the next step. Conversion improves from the traffic you already have, without needing more ads. Outbound that earns replies. A sharp sequence targeting the right ICP with a real offer. Replies typically start coming back within days of launch. And a system you can actually run. The weekly operating cadence means the pipeline keeps moving after handover, without needing to hire anyone new to manage it. One sprint, 4 outcomes. A pipeline that finally works the way it should. Pipeline Quickstart builds the foundation. Once it's in place, most teams add one more sprint to go deeper in a specific area. If the site needs more work, website conversion surgery goes page by page with a full conversion audit. 5 days. If you want outbound at scale, outbound conversion builds multi-segment sequences. 14 days. If sales calls are still the bottleneck, the sales enablement pack gives your team a talk track, deck storyline, and objection handlers. 7 days. And if you want consistent demand month after month, the founder narrative engine builds the content system that keeps pipeline coming in. Monthly. Quick start is the start. These are what come next. Getting started is simple. We need 3 things. Your website URL, or the primary page you want to convert, 1 line on who you sell to, and 2 or 3 competitor links so we can audit the landscape before we build. That's it for required. If you have your current deck or outbound copy, even better. It helps us understand your existing message faster. And if you have a calendar link for booking sales calls, include that too. No lengthy briefing documents, no long onboarding calls. We take it from there and ship in 14 days. If your pipeline is inconsistent and you're ready to fix it, let's build the system. The best first step is a free teardown. We'll identify the 5 highest leverage fixes across your story, site, and outbound, and tell you whether Pipeline Quickstart is the right sprint for where you are right now. No commitment, no pitch, just a clear view of what's holding your pipeline back and exactly what to do about it. Request yours at narrativeops.com/pipeline quickstart. Story, conversion path, outbound motion, built and shipped in 14 days.